G'day cobbers, welcome back to the bush. Actually, my backyard again today. Now, in this video we're going to check out camping dinnerware and the different materials you can purchase your camping dinnerware in, what is the lightest and what works the best. So, we've got our thermocouple probe here and we've got a FLIR camera, so let's get into it. So we've got 6 different camping plates here, all of about the same diameter, roughly of about the same design, and they're all made of different materials. So we have bamboo, a plain old ceramic like you'd find in your kitchen, enamel steel, which is my favourite, but I mightn't be my favourite by the end of the video, plastic, which is the better 3/4 favourite, stainless steel, the old reliable, and finally, for the more affluent amongst you, titanium, or as I like to call it, unobtainium. Now what we're going to do is we're going to get an equal amount of warmed up mashed potatoes so we're consistent among all the plates, and then we're going to get a thermocouple probe and we're going to put a cup of potato on each plate, throw a thermocouple probe in it and see how long it takes to cool down, and we'll watch it through the thermal camera. So let's get into that. But before we get into the thermal testing, let's have a look at how much they actually weigh. So I'll put up a graph and we'll go over it. So the bamboo came in at 166 grams and the ceramic was the heaviest at 337 grams. But that's probably not an issue if it's just sitting in your kitchen, but might be an issue adding to your GVM if you've got half a dozen plates in the back of your 4-wheel drive to accommodate for your family. The enamel plate was about half that at 164, but no competition for the plastic. And the plastic came in at 74 grams. Stainless was 173 grams, and the lightest, but not by a large margin over the plastic, was the titanium, finally at 63 grams. So it turns out the dearest, the unobtainium plate, titanium, was only fractionally lighter than the plastic plate. But what about thermal performance? Let's go heat up some potato and work that out. Okay, so I've got my heated potato of roughly about the same amount, 3 lots. We're going to put it on the bamboo, the ceramic and the enamel plate for starters, because the data logger only has 3 inputs. We'll do it in 2 lots, and let's get into it. And now the thermocouple probes. Number 1 in bamboo, number 2 into ceramic, and finally number 3 into the enamel steel. And off we go. So the results are in, and there's a couple of surprises there, well for me personally. So we'll start from the bottom and we'll throw up the graph now. So last and least is the stainless steel. Now this isn't a massive surprise, I suppose, to myself. The stainless steel is a metal. Metal is usually a decent conductor, though of metals, stainless steel isn't a fantastic conductor of heat. And second to bottom is the titanium. Now that was a bit more of a surprise to me. They're light, but they're crap. They're horrendously expensive. You can buy 30 plastic ones for the price of the titanium. So unless you're worried about every single last gram and you eat your food quickly, don't worry about it. Don't even bother with titanium. Now next up was the plastic. Now as far as thermal performance is concerned, the plastic did about middle of the range, and don't forget it's very cheap, and they're also very, very light. Second lightest here, I believe. The next cab off the rank is the enamelized steel. Now the enamel is obviously the coating that's giving it the thermal performance it does, because underneath no doubt is mold steel. It does a very good job. I mean, they're durable, they last for a long time. If you drop them, they're not going to break. They're pretty good all-round thing, but only slightly better in thermal performance than the plastic, but considerably heavier. Now, the one you'll find in your kitchen, of course, is a ceramic. It's heavy. You're probably not going to take it camping because it's heavy, and they also break. So while the thermal performance is great, and I was expecting that, it's probably not a suitable choice for camping and four-wheel driving. Top of the range. Now this was a surprise to me. It was the bamboo plate. Now they are heavier, no doubt, than the plastics or the titaniums or the stainless steel, but the thermal performance is absolutely fantastic. Leaps and bounds better than our 2IC, which is ceramic that you're not taking anyway. And third cab off the rank, which was the enamel, it's leaps and bounds in performance better than the enamel. It's just a bloody good plate. If you can afford the extra bit of weight over the plastic, well, that's probably my choice. It is a bit more expensive though. Now, if you're wondering why one plate would perform better than the other in thermal performance, well, one of the properties is thermal conductivity, and let's have a comparison of those now. So if you have a look at the graph, the stainless and titanium do have very good thermal conductivity in comparison with the other materials. Now, the reason that is, most metals are pretty good thermal conductors, but of the metals, stainless and titanium are reasonably bad at conducting heat. There's also another thermal property known as heat capacity, and let's have a look at the graph for the materials here. So basically, the lower the graph, the better it is. Heat capacity differs from thermal conductivity in that it's the amount of heat to a given mass of the material to produce a change in temperature. So it's not how quickly it conducts the heat, it's the amount of heat needed to do the change in temperature of the material itself. So even though ceramic has a very low thermal conductivity, its heat capacity in combination with its thermal conductivity is the reason we all use it for cups. It has low thermal conductivity and it hangs on to the heat. But unfortunately, they're not real good out of the bush because they break. So what do we think in the end? Well, given my choice of any one of these six, I'm telling you, and this is a big admission on my behalf, I'm having to go for the plastic. The combination of lightweight, low thermal conductivity, decent heat retention, and price, I don't think can be beat. Guys, now if you like this video, give it a old thumbs up, and if you didn't, by all means, give it a thumbs down twice. Thanks guys, we'll see you in the next one. Now we've got 6 different camping plates here, all made of different materials. So we've got a plastic, no we don't have plastic. So we've got 6 different camping plates here, all of